Let me ask you, let me put you on the spot here. When it comes to door evangelism, I've done it in the past. It's not my favorite thing to do, um, because I always feel like, like if somebody gets home from work, they're sitting down to eat, and you're knocking on the door. Um, for me, I'm not opposed to it. Again, I want to say if people are doing that and that's how they're reaching out their community, wonderful. But what are your thoughts on door to door evangelism as opposed to just kind of finding people in the community?
Well, I think it's a little bit more difficult to engage people door to door. And I've done it before. I mean, we mentioned earlier that I had pastored some churches. I was full-time pastor at a church over near where I live now, for 6 years and 8 months. And we actually went out in the community and knocked on doors, which it was interesting because we had people that would reach out to us and say, "Hey, I've been living in this community for 10, 15 years and no church has ever come to our door." But I think when you meet people in the homes like that, they tend to be a little bit more on the defense. They're expecting Jehovah's Witnesses, they're expecting Mormons, all these other cult groups that show up at the door. So I think it's a lot easier to engage people when they're out and about, even if they're just sitting on their front porch. It's a lot easier to engage people than it is to knock on their door and you're in their castle, so to speak.
Mhm.
It's a lot more difficult, I think.
Yeah. I